Over the past few years, and especially over the past year, I have done a lot of self-improvement. Before this process, I used to hate people, but now I don't hate anyone. I used to have a mindset where I'd want to get revenge, but now I don't have a mindset where I'd ever want to do any sort of mean act towards someone. Some of you may say, well, this comes because of maturing. Yes, that's a big part of it. But it also has to take a person willing to make change happen.
Subscribe to JB dragmotoxboss for millions of IQ. Also be sure to join my Discord server, JB's Palace.
I'll be heading down the cave to stock up on the new, probably, painting present. If you want instructions on how to get down here, I do have a tutorial on how to get down here. And literally yesterday's video, I showed you how to get down here. Or I don't even know if it was yesterday, but the first painting video that I uploaded on this channel for this year, I showed you how. But back to the change aspect of what's going on. I am a Christian, and I know that there are probably a good percentage of you who are not Christians, and that is your choice to become a Christian or not. Of course, I do believe that everyone should become Christians, because that is what my religion obviously tells me and what I believe. But of course, I'm not going to get into that. Although I will say at least this, it does not harm anybody to be a Christian. It only brings people together and makes the world better if you become a Christian. Everything that is done when you're a Christian has benefits and are for the better. One of which is to never hate people and never seek revenge on people. I always believed in Jesus. But when I was younger, I would consider myself less involved in this faith. I used to always get told, what would Jesus do when it comes to, oh, you don't like someone at school, what would Jesus do? Don't get revenge on them. Don't be mad at them. But for years, I used to be like, nah, I ain't gonna be like that. Who cares? I don't like that person. That person needs to learn a lesson. I used to be in that type of mindset. I do believe that it is good for people to learn lessons, but it should never be taken in your own hands in the form of a cruel punishment or a mean punishment. Well, that's basically the same thing, I'm pretty sure. But what I'm saying is the best way I can teach people to become better is pretty much just from banning or like from muting people in a VC. Well, I do that mainly because rule breakers, I gotta get them out there. If they break too many rules, get too many warnings on my Discord server because they're disrupting the server. But also it comes as a form of someone learning a lesson. They'll be like, oh, I did that and I got kicked out of JB server and now I really miss JB server. And then they'll start to learn a little bit of a lesson. And in the nicest way possible, because of course, I'm not mean to them. I don't actively hate them. I don't want to get revenge on them. I don't talk crap about them on stream. That is a major thing I used to do, and I am terribly sorry for doing that. I am not afraid to hold my hands up and admit that I did talk trash about people on stream. I talked trash about the people who were banned. Not random people that have nothing to do with my YouTube channel, but just directly people who got banned from the channel, and specifically that. And in my mind, I thought that it was a good thing because I was warning you guys to stay away from them because they're rule breakers. That is not true. Of course, it is good to not encourage people to be around them if they're banned from the server. But it is never good to talk bad about them. Most people who join my Discord server is younger than the age of 18. In fact, younger than the age of 25. Why do I say 25? I'm sure you guys have all heard this before. Your brain fully develops at age 25. All right? Meaning I'm pretty sure you'll be the most mature you ever could be if you allow yourself to be. Now, of course, everybody has immature moments sometimes. No one can be completely mature, but what I'm saying is just like generally a lot more mature. When you talk trash about someone, it's really a negative thing. It could cause them to think worse about themselves. It could cause, why did I only buy one? I gotta buy all four at the same time. It could cause them to think that they're not a good person, especially if it comes out of the mouth of someone that they look up to, aka me, the YouTuber that they love. But of course, there also is an element of being scared, because what if the fans go after them? Like, what if the loyal fans go after them? And although, yeah, it is bad what some of the banned people have done, there definitely is a lot of bad things that banned free people from the JB dragmotoxboss community have done. There is also the factor that a lot of young people do stupid things that they often regret. I've done a lot of things I often regret, including literally talking crap about people on streams, because it's not the way to go. And then also think about how it looks. Say you're an 18-year-old guy and you're talking trash about a 13-year-old kid who made a little mistake, and it looks really bad and repetitively keeps making these little mistakes because they have like a toxic behavior cycle, but they're just some immature kid that'll eventually grow out of it. How does it look if an 18-year-old man basically talks trash about them on stream? Very immature, very mean. Now, thankfully, I wasn't entirely 18 when I used to do these things, but if I continued to do the things that I did when I was 17, that would not be a good look. Also, there are a lot of impressionable people, including a bunch of you watching this video. There is a level of impression that you'll get from me. I have persuasion over you. And being persuaded by someone is one of the easiest things that could happen. I'm even persuaded by certain people in my life. It's very easy to be persuaded. So, because of the high levels of persuasion I can have on certain individuals, I'll just say this, pretty much all of you watching this video, except if you're a hater or something like that. Yeah, I did say some, but I changed it to all because there is a level of persuasion that I have on everybody. Some higher, some lower, but I have persuasion on everybody, and that will really motivate everyone to start talking trash or to start being mean. And that's not a way you do things. Everybody is human. Everybody makes mistakes. Some humans may be way messed up more than other humans might be. Some humans might do so, like, they might be so messed up to the point of where it is not dangerous and ethical to have them around my community. And that's fine. But of course, it's not good to actively hate on them. And this is a very Christian thing to say, but it is always good to pray for these people to better themselves. Also, there is another element that I need to talk about in this video that I suggested earlier this video. Wanting to get revenge on people. Yes, when I was younger, I wanted to get revenge on people. Because it would make me feel good if that happened. I mean, like in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, it's sweet to see them. Something messed up for them, but that's what they get. Oh yeah. No. Because if you really think of it, at the end of the day, they made a stupid mistake. Even if it is a very toxic behavioral pattern, in general, they made a lot of mistakes. Everybody is human. Everybody has the potential to be better. And I can't really fully explain why this is bad, because this is a little difficult to explain. But just in general, just imagine you have toxic behavior patterns, because think of this. What if you have a lot of bad stuff happening around you? What if you have a girlfriend who actively hates you? What if you have a lot of people bullying you? What if it just messes up your brain? What if you get bad grades and you're scared of them? Then that causes you to act bad, and then think of this. Then worse happens from the people that you act bad towards because they're mad at you and they want to get revenge on you, you'd only be adding fuel to the fire. Now, I know that not everybody's in a situation like this, but there is a very high chance that someone is in a situation like this. But just in general, it's not good to actively want to get revenge on people. It is good to stay neutral. It is the most mature thing you could do, and people will respect you. If you just like sit there, don't get revenge, people will respect you, and it will look a lot better. And it'll even feel a lot better when you get in the mood of not trying to take revenge, not hating people, understanding that people are just human. Like I said, some people are much worse than others, and of course, you could even majorly dislike a person. Although, being a Christian, you are not allowed to judge, technically. It is pretty much impossible not to judge, so you have to try your best. Although, here's what I say. If someone does things that are dangerous, it is also good to be mindful of them, because you don't want to put yourself in danger. Now, the final part of this video, how did I improve myself? How have I gotten majorly mature to where I pretty much talk no trash about anybody ever? Basically, I had a big realization. About a year ago, I realized I don't really look that mature. And I realized the severity of what I was doing. And I realized the level of influence that I have on all of you guys. Some more, some less, but pretty much all of you guys, except for the haters watching this video. That's funny. I don't think a hater would be watching up to this point unless they brutally hate my guts. If you do, I don't really see a point, but do your thing, and I really hope you find something better to do, because it's very unhealthy to actively hate on someone and continue watching them. But what also touched my heart was people could have very messed up situations, and I'd only be adding fuel to the fire if I get mad at them and talk trash about them on stream. Now, I will say there are a couple instances where I did get a little nasty this year. Like, for example, sometimes, like a couple times, people were being repetitive or like just being outright disrespectful. And the only time I talk about them on stream is if they're actively in the chat. I remember a couple times I'm like, all right, you need to stop. I don't know what's going on. And sometimes in the heat of the moment, I could get a little mean. Like, I think a couple times this year, I might have said, they're just doing this here to troll, or they're too young to be on to here. Although the they're too young to be on here statement is more of just like a kinder approach from the judging. Technically, that's, well, not judging, but there is a tiny level of judgment into it, because of course there's going to be a tiny level of judgment. But basically, that is still a truth. If you're too young to the point of where you're acting immature like that, it is good to just step away and just not expose yourself. Like, therefore, like, be in a live stream chat and disrupt the live stream. And another, like, the other most mean thing I probably said was, they pretty much are here to troll. I've said that about a couple of people on stream. Of course, that's the heat of the moment. I do think that is a fact, that they are here to troll. Although, in general, that is still slightly mean. Now, some of you might even say, JB, you're being a little bit too hard on yourself. But it is good to be very strict, because you don't want to ever fall out of line so badly to the point of where you start making yourself look a lot worse. That's not good. It's not good. But also, the other major reason is, am I stuck? This isn't good. If you overload the truck and you're going up this hill gets a little too steep, and then the method that you could use is just like go a little left and then swerve right, and that's how you could wiggle yourself up here. The other big reason is because I have gotten more in touch with my faith, more in touch with being a Christian. Earlier this year, I connected with Jesus more. And, well, I mean, to those of you who do not believe in this faith, you will not like the sound. You might not necessarily like the sound of this, but I even felt as if the Lord himself was speaking to me. And when you do what's right, you'll be told what's right. Not directly, but it'll feel like kind of like you're subconsciously being told what's right. And it'll just feel right. It'll make you feel good. I am planning to make more I'm stumbling my words here. I am planning to make more future videos about just being a Christian in general and why it is a really good idea. And it's not the craziest thing to do. Well, actually, what I'm saying is it might seem crazy to some of you. Of course, it's not crazy to me because I deeply believe this faith. But also, it only brings benefits. Now, technically, there will be a lot of inconveniences if you do become a Christian. But overall, it brings positivity. It brings convenience, better habits, all of that good stuff.